All right, what's going on, guys? So today we got the Flex Fuel Kit for the R6, for the EP3, and the EM2. This kit will work for either of these cars. I know it's more popular for the R6. So we're gonna go over the whole kit. I have made a lot of changes to this kit. Always trying to improve it and trying to make it just absolutely the best so you can make the most horsepower. Now, currently we made 796 horsepower with this kit. That means the 6 a.m. line return and the 8 a.m. feed line. So obviously, we have a built motor and whatnot. But the point is that the system is capable to make all that horsepower. Okay, and that also would depend the fuel pump that you have and whatnot. But what we're trying to get to is our system, our fuel kit is able to flow that much fuel and not have starvation problem. So we're gonna go over the kit. We're gonna go over what brings the kit and also how to install it. Now I have a quick diagram that I made here, and also I have my car outside, which I'm gonna give you guys, like a first view outside, because some people will not physically understanding how this is over here, and I will show you guys here in a second in the car. And if you're gonna order this kit, please watch the whole video, as it will go over a lot of the questions that you may have, and maybe you haven't done anything like this. So very first thing, the kit, the lines will come already pre-assembled. And what I mean about this, all the fittings are already on the line, so you don't have to worry about, trying to freaking put them on. It's a headache on itself, dealing with it. So do be aware of it. The lines already come assembled, and all the lines are PTFE, so you can run any type of fuel, and there's absolutely no problem. Okay, that's the type of fuel race cars use. I mean, the line. So do be aware, you can run any fuel and there's not going to be a single issue with it. Okay, so we're going to go over as in how to route everything. And then the also you can run this kit with a flex fuel and without it now. So that's one of the things that I also upgraded. And I also upgraded one of the pieces here that you guys are going to see that allowed us to make more power without having any restriction. So we also made some more, we made some more parts, and as also, we made improvements in that way. And there's not something saying that the other kit can't handle that much power, but we wanted to, able to run a flex fuel or not. So we're going to go ahead and over. Everything comes pre-labeled for you guys. The only thing that doesn't come pre-labeled is going to be the hoses, but I promise you, you cannot get them confused. There's only go one way, and there's impossible to get them going. So it's very simple. I'm going to go over the diagram, and then we're going to go over everything else. So you have your fuel tank, which is going to be here. Okay, so we're going to have one line coming down, and that's going to, oh, actually not this one, sorry about that. So we're going to have the fuel tank right here. Okay, we got one line going to your fuel filter. Now, I do have a part number there on the website, the fuel filter that you need to get. Now, you can't get another one. The only thing is it needs to be a 10 a.m. orb, because these fittings that I offer, they're 10 a.m. to 8 a.m. So you can see here, it already comes label for you guys. You can see here already comes O-ring as well. So it's going to be two O-rings. Okay, I mean two fittings. Okay, very simple. And I don't have a whatchamacallit right now, guys. I have some on my car. So the fuel filter will go just like that, right in the center. Okay, very simple. As you can see here, this hose is right there. Okay, boom, it will go to this side, and then the other side right here, and that will go to your fuel rail. Okay, very, very simple. And that's going to be this one right here. So you can see here, straight all the way down to a 90 to your fuel rail. Okay, hopefully you guys are following along. The next one, okay, we have from our fuel rail, the back of it, and it comes down to your regulator. Okay, very simple. Hopefully, and again, I will show you guys in my car so you guys can get a better view exactly what I mean. I know this is kind of making sense for some of you guys. Very simple. And then we have our return. Okay, there's the regulator, and then our return, you can see here, and there's only two lines for the return. It's the one with a 45-degree will come down here. It will angle, and it will go here. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that we ended up making. So we have the flex fuel sensor, and we have our flex fuel sensor plugs. I mean, not plugs, but fittings here. Now, you can put them on, and I will show you exactly. Let me go ahead and put the camera on here and show you exactly what I'm talking about, how to put them on, because it's super, super simple. And we also have this fitting here that if you don't want to run the flex fuel, so normally you'll put this. I'm just going to show you guys. You put one right here. You put the other one on the other side. Very simple. So you bring this line from the 45. Comes down this way. So 45 down. One fitting there. one fit in the other side, and then bam, and this will go back into your tank, okay, like if it will be here, and that will be going to here, which is the fuel pump assembly fitting, and that's going to be your return, okay. And I'll show you guys here in a second how this actually goes, because it's super, I can probably do it with one hand. See if I can take this off. Now I'm gonna have to put that thing on to show you guys. I don't want to, but let me see if we can do it here in one hand. Okay, so you can see here, it's double O-ring, super simple. Like, you cannot mess this up, especially if I'm doing it with one hand now. So you can see here, it sits right down that little groove. Okay, if I'm doing this one hand, you guys better be able to do this. Bam, you push this through, okay? And then all you do is twist, and mind, oh, I'm not recording here. Mind this, okay. The point is, it goes in. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. You're gonna need two hands. I got it. Oh, there we go. Let's go. Okay. Man, I'm doing this one hand. If you can't do this, bro, and it's gonna be the same concept. You want to make sure you tighten that all the way down. If not, it's gonna leak. Okay. It's gonna be the same concept with the flex fuel sensor. Now, if you don't want to run the flex fuel sensor, this is right here where this fitting is gonna come and clutch. And what you want to do is very simple. Let's say you don't want to run the flex fuel. Like, I don't want to run flex fuel. I'm just going to run whatever fuel that you have. And I do have a video on how to wire your flex fuel sensor to your K Pro. And from what I'm aware of, you can only run flex fuel sensor on a K Pro V4. So do be aware of that. Okay, very simple. You don't want to run the flex fuel sensor. All you do is connect the line to here and the other one to the other side. So you can see here, okay, so it'll come, okay, that will come from the regulator, the 45, come down. You plug it in there, and then you plug in the other side onto here, and then back onto your tank, okay? And that's gonna leak down, and it's gonna let the unnecessary fuel go back into your tank. All right, so very simple. You guys hopefully got that. I'm gonna show you that in a second. The very important thing we need to go ahead and cover is gonna be the bulkhead fitting here that we've been having. I wouldn't say issues. We've just been trying to make this great for you guys. Because before, as you can see here, this used to be our feed and this used to be our return. We didn't want to do that. And I say that, and again, it worked good for us. But when we wanted to make more fuel, we wanted to make more power, it was becoming a restriction issue. Again, we wanted to improve it, and we knew we could. So what we did is, okay, we went and made this bulkhead fitting, as you can see here, okay, and it's specifically done. We did this ourselves because the issue that we actually did it the first time, you can see here, it is very short, and when you try to put a hose in there, it is a fucking bitch, and I hate to say it like that, but it is. It is very tight. There's no way, and guess what we did this time? Look at that. We made it actually longer so you can run your hose there and not have no issues of trying to put that on there. And also the hose trying to come off if it builds a lot of pressure. You don't want to burst that hose in the tank. Talking about the hose in the tank, make sure you use a submersible hose. You cannot just put any hose, and it's what I mean, something like this, okay? I used to supply them with a kit, but I'm not, because I noticed that every fuel pump kit comes with one of these. So make sure you get something like this. Please do not put a regular standard hose in there. It will burst because it needs to be submersible for fuel. So you can see here how this is done, okay? So it needs to be something like this, okay? If I'm able, I will supply them with the kit, but no promises, okay? So I do want to let you guys know that, because pretty much what I'm supplying you guys is all of this right here. So we did miss a couple things, and that's going to be, I'll show you guys how more in a second, how to actually make that whole happen. But we ended up missing is the fuel rail fittings. It's very simple, the same concept. You know what I'm saying? The fuel rail fitting is going to go here. And then the other side, depending on the fuel rail that you have, you need to check on the website. We'll give you the option on the fuel rail, because there are different type of fuel rails that require different fittings. So do be aware of it. Depending on that you use, it will give you the correct fittings. All right, the next one, okay? And that's going to be the regulator. Now, these fittings are specifically designed for the Weldon regulator. Now, you can't get another regulator, but guys, the ones that we're using is great. It is absolutely amazing. You do not want to get some cheap regulator. I get it, it's expensive, but just build this once. You don't want to go back and redo it. Go to the dyno, try to get tuned, having fuel problems because the regulator's acting up. I get it. This regulator that we put the part number for is a bit expensive than pretty much anything else in the market, but if you ever go to the track and you ever look at people's regulator, they're running a Weldon regulator. And there's a reason, because it's been proven. People use it for race car. They're not going to put something that doesn't work and blows their engine up. So yes, is it overkill? Absolutely. Is it, that's what you actually want. You want to have something overkill that you're not going to have problems with, okay? So just, you know, buy once, cry once about it. And I hate to say it because it is expensive. It's like $200 some dollars for just regulator, when other regulators are about $100. But then it comes down to they leak. They're just buy that regulator. That's all I can say. I hate to just keep bragging about it because I don't even make money off that. It's just a good brand and it works. You know what I mean? But yes, you can run another type of regulator. But if you do run another regulator, the fittings that we have here might not work, and also the bracket that we supply with it might not work. And I do have some pictures there on the website how this actually looks and how it actually mounts. I'll show you guys here in my car. My car is slightly a little bit different. So we have 3 fittings. Okay, we have a cap, we have a drain, and we have the one that comes from here down to the regulator. And I'll show you that here in a second when we go out to my car. But going back to this, okay, when you make this hole, okay, please take your time. You will, okay, you will over, how do I say, let me see if I can take this off. You will very slightly be able to, like, if you go too hard trying to make this hole, you will make it too big and you will need to get a new fuel pump assembly. Now, they're on eBay for about $50, but that's $50 that you don't have to spend. So when you do drill this out, take your time, do it, drill it out little by little. Just take your time. That's all I can say. There's like a little piece here. You can see here more on this one, and you can see how it looks. Now, I offer it with, you see the little nylon fittings. So what they do, they're going to go ahead and sandwich it. And that's how it prevents the fuel from coming back out. Now, one thing which I just now, I should have done it in the machine when we were making it. But we didn't, we forgot, but it's not a big deal. What you need to do is we're gonna supply you guys with the new fittings here. And what you need to do, because I'm not going to go ahead and shave all of them when it can be slightly done by you guys. There's too many of them. You can see here what we did to the bottom nut. We actually just shaved one side flat. Now, don't go anything crazy. And there's a reason why you need to shave it. You can see here, if it's actually not shaved, it will not fit in there properly. Okay, so you make sure that it's shaved. Now, I shaved it for everybody else that pre-order because they weren't aware of it. They needed to do this. But that is going to be the only thing that you need to do to this. You're going to need to flatten it out just like that. Just one side. Do not go crazy and do every other side. So you can see here how it looks. And that's going to be the feed going to your fuel filter, to your fuel rail, down to your regulator, which controls. And then whatever we don't use, it leaks it back down, back into the tank. And then we're going to be using this bleeding back into the tank. So again, take your time. That's going to be probably one of the biggest things that you might run into. A problem is taking your time trying to drill that out. Once you get that perfect, you want to have a perfect sandwich in there, as you can see here, so you don't have any fuel coming out. When you go ahead and pump your car all the way full, you're going to have fuel coming out of here, and it's going to smell inside. This is what I mean. Take your time when you do that. So we're going to go outside and show you my car. I'm not going to put the car in the air, but I'm just going to show you the engine bay so you guys can get an idea about the regulator and the fuel rail. But underneath, I'm not going to be able to show you guys. I did have videos there before, and I have plenty of pictures as well on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. And this is my RSX. So you guys can see here, we have the 180-degree fitting that I told you, and that goes right perfectly right into the regulator. And then the bottom one, like I told you guys, the 45-degree, that one goes down, and we have it going back into the tank. And then the one that I was telling you guys, so you can see here, it has the 90-degree, and then back this way comes over here, and then we have the cap. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it here, but this is exactly where my regulator is. And like I said, we didn't use the bracket on this car because the way the engine bay is designed, but I have some pictures there on the website that you will need to use that actual bracket, because this is not going to work for everybody because the way my engine bay is set up here. But you can see here the 180, and then we have the 90-degree, and I mean, it's simple. It is not overcomplicated. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it as that, and hopefully the videos here able to, make things clear for you guys. All right.